This prospect update is massive for the Flames' future. The Calgary Flames have slowly and quietly been building one of the league's best prospect pools, as is evident in the latest rankings. Our biggest star of the future has also taken huge personal steps this summer and is ready to make a big difference come October. We're going to get into all that and more in this video, but first I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family. Now let's talk about these prospect rankings. The newest prospect ranking has come out, and I quickly also want to say thank you guys so much for the support lately. You guys have been absolutely incredible. The interactions in the comments, you guys honestly are just the best. Nothing but love for the Flames Digest family. But yes, we have something, I guess, concrete to talk about here. It's not, rumors. It's not speculation. It's not hypotheticals. It's not ifs or buts. We got something more that's just involved with hope. Hope for the future, which is what this franchise needs more than anything else, what this fan base needs more than anything else. And the newest prospect pool strength rankings have been released. And a lot of you will be saying, who the hell's this Byron Bader guy? He comes out with very accurate prospect rankings very frequently and has been doing it for years. And honestly, they're almost exactly spot on. But he has come out with his July 2025 prospect pool strength rankings here. And I know it's quite small. You can pause and zoom in if you'd like, but let me just zoom it in for you here. Obviously, the Sharks, with all their first round picks lately, obviously they're going to be top dogs there. But Calgary is now 8th. Just a couple years ago, the Flames were near the bottom of the league, but after some great drafting, some great trades being made, getting vets out for certain prospects, like, the key one I think of is always Lindholm, and getting Brustevich back in that one, the Flames are now 8th in the league. So top 5 star rank, they've got 9th, that's not too bad, I guess. Top 5 NHLer rank, 14th, not exactly amazing. Depth stars rank, they've got 1. And, you can kind of guess who that is. Depth NHLers rank, let me make sure I'm at the right place. Yeah, 15th. And then skater rank overall 9th, with the goalie rank at 14th. So the Flames overall, though, 8th in the entire league. Not bad. That's, I guess, technically the top quarter of the league. And every year, they're moving up bit by bit. I think from the last rankings that came out, they've moved up 3 spots. So after that most recent draft, they've moved up 3 spots, which is honestly very encouraging and just shows how good our team has been at drafting over the past little bit here and trading, I guess, like we've said here. So good to know that our future is bright. And that's pretty good for a team that almost qualified for the playoffs. Obviously, the Habs are in a great spot there, number 2, and they did make the playoffs. Teams like Minnesota as well, just above us, but they obviously made the playoffs as well. And then some of those other teams you expect that have been bad for a little while. Teams like Chicago and Anaheim there as well. But here is the rationale for the Flames being at 8th. So he says, top 5 skater prospects, there's Zane Parekh, Cole Reshny, Matt Vegradine, Hunter Brustevich, and now Cullen Potter as well. So the Flames pool, on the backs of 2 really solid drafts in a row in 2024 and 2025, has a prospect pool that is quickly growing into one of the league's best. And quickly growing is a great way to put it. Great star potential in their top 2 prospects in Parekh and Reshny. If both hit that, would do wonders for this franchise climbing out of the retool quickly. The Flame system has good depth as well. This is most notable in terms of star depth. They currently have more skater prospects than any other team with a 10% plus star probability. So I know a lot of people, we want that center for the future, that bona fide number 1 guy, but there's a lot of guys that have the potential to at least become stars. It's not in that critical position we need, but we know Zane Parekh will most likely be one, and then some other guys who really do have the potential. To continue, the Flames have prioritized offensive skill, talent, and speed the last 2 drafts, and they've been able to add some really great value to the system. The only thing is many of those attractive value adds are of a smaller mold. Parekh for a D-man, Reshny, Potter, Wittenbach, Basha, Muse, Misa. You see this reflected in the model somewhat. So yes, the Flames have definitely been going for skill over size. But overall, based on draft slot, the Flames have been adding value with nearly every pick the last 2 years, and it's helped them build a pretty substantial pool. A few more blue chip, ideally top picks, and this pool will be one of the best in the league. We really do need, that number 1 and number 2 guys that teams like San Jose have been able to pick up the past couple drafts here. But give us that easily the best prospect pool in the league. But that's exactly what we want to hear. That is massive for our future because that's what we care about. The prospects are our future. Yes, you can always acquire, players to win now. We've seen that be successful. We've seen that be unsuccessful. But it's good to know that the future, honestly, is very bright in Calgary. And the main man, of course, is Zane Parekh. So let's talk about the future star, the one that gets mentioned all the time because obviously the Flames have had their development camp recently, and Zane Parekh has been able to speak out. He's been interviewed a lot over that time. So we're going to look at a couple of articles here. The first one, Eric Francis, just a few quotes from each one, obviously not the whole thing, but please feel free to go read them. So the first one here, Eric Francis of Sportsnet, his headline is "I Belong," which is a quote from a confident Zane Parekh ready to make an impact with the Flames. Here are some great quotes from Parekh himself. So he said, "I didn't have a lot of time last year to prepare for camp, and I was in over my head, especially when you're kind of nervous and thinking, hopefully I don't mess up or make a mistake. You're kind of attracting those thoughts, and it's going to come." A lot of people were very underwhelmed by Parekh at last year's development camp and preseason. So I think this time around, I'm more confident. I got a taste at the end. I understand kind of what it takes to play in the NHL. I got a little grasp of it, so hopefully that'll help. Keep in mind, he averages 1 goal per game in his NHL career right now. Pretty dang good for a D-man. Indeed, he did get a taste, becoming the 6th youngest defender in NHL history to score in his NHL debut, capping a late season call-up with the club that gave him 10 days of big league experience. 10 days more than most of us will ever get. Being around the guys last year, I kind of realized I'm meant for this. I belong. And I noticed that kind of in the first couple days of practicing with them. It wasn't too much to handle or anything. I fit in. And you've got to go from fitting in to kind of taking another step there, being a guy that drives pace. Obviously, I'm still young and it'll come with time. Great quotes there. He is confident, a lot more confident than he was last summer. He has that little, taste of NHL experience and was absolutely incredible once again in the O. It would be an absolute shock if he doesn't make the Flames out of camp. Focused on spending his summer adding muscle to his 6', 179-pound frame, Parekh also demonstrated his much deeper cerebral side by talking openly about his desire to improve himself away from the rink, as we just saw. That is so nice to see / read, I suppose. We have another article to grab some quotes from. This one comes from TSN, and the headline is "Parekh Prioritizing Personal Growth." We've already seen a little bit. This one comes from Volgy. So, more quotes. "It's been a tough month for me off the ice, kind of just reinventing myself as a person, trying to be a guy I want to have dinner with," Parekh said at a Flames development camp this week, which is great to hear. Tough month, but in a good way. It means he's working on himself. He's not just coasting as many of us do in the summer. "Working on myself off the ice, I think, is really important and something I'm taking really serious. You've just kind of got to keep growing as a person. I think for me, it's completely aside from I don't know what's going on there, from hockey, and it's not even close to having anything to do with hockey, but learning how to communicate with people better and listening, it's given me something to do over the past month." It's the type of introspection that's rare to find in a teenager. That personal growth that he's doing in order to be not only a better hockey player, but a better person is so great to hear. That is a future star. That's a future leader in this league, and we couldn't be happier that he is making those steps. Last quotes here. "So when you do some self-reflection and some things happen, it's better to learn young than kind of grow up and have to change those things when I'm 35, he said. Wow, shots fired at the 35-year-olds on the team. Flames Director of Player Development Ray Edwards said he noticed a change in Parekh, who readily admitted how overwhelmed he was in his first NHL training camp last September. "Everything you do, you learn," Edwards said. "Whether it's training camp or development camp, whether it's a Zoom call in December where we're talking about killing plays, that's what you want." And we couldn't be happier. He really is just already taking all the necessary steps to be the future star and just the star that this franchise needs from the back end. Super exciting. He could really go down. I mean, fingers crossed, knock on wood, could go down as one of the best, if not the best, defenseman in Flames history, which is some big shoes to fill, but it is possible. He looks amazing. We couldn't be happier that the prospects in general are doing this well, but Parekh as a solo is doing that well as well. Now let's wrap up the video with the comment of the day, as we love to do here on the channel. It comes from yesterday's video, of course, which was more of just, I guess, another rumor-filled video, especially about Andersson. But this was a great comment here from good old regular one of these years. He said, I think Parekh with Weegar would be an awful idea. Now, take a pause here. Note this has 9 likes on the comment, so people agree. Weegar needs a partner who will cover for his mistakes, not as many as there used to be, and Parekh might be the same when he starts out. The last thing we need is that pairing giving up a bunch of goals and Zane Parekh losing some confidence. Put him with Ball, as you say. Yes, it makes way more sense to put Parekh with a stay-at-home D-man so Parekh can chip in offensively, which is kind of what Weegar needs as well. When Weegar was at his best, it was because he could chip in offensively while also playing, his somewhat steady defensive game. But just in case you do give up the puck at the blue line or even further up when you're pinching, it's great to have someone behind you, as both, honestly, Weegar and more so Parekh needs. So yeah, would make more sense to have Parekh with Ball. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to what you saw here today and have a wonderful rest of your day.